Do I need flood insurance for my rental property? That's today's video. Let's dive in. Hey there, I'm Clayton Morris. I'm the founder and president of Morris Invest, which is a turnkey real estate company, and I've been a long-time real estate investor. And I've rehabbed and I own many properties, so today's question is particularly relevant depending on where you own your rental properties. This question came to us from an investor who asked the question, do I need flood insurance on a rental property? And the answer is no, you don't, if it's not in a flood zone. So many insurance companies will, obviously, they'll do their search of your property, but this is key. You should probably know this before you purchase your rental property. There are many areas, many great rental markets across the country that do not require flood insurance, or those rental properties are not in a flood zone. For instance, if you're in the city of St. Louis, we saw what happened 2 years ago where there was an enormous amount of flooding along the Mississippi River. Well, St. Louis is a really good rental market, but chances are you're going to have to carry flood insurance if your property sits in a flood plain. So you contact your insurance company. If you don't already know when you purchase the property, it's probably something you should look up. It's very simple to do, and it'll show it right on your tax records. You'll be able to look up on the county records and see, is this property in a flood zone? And you'll notice the different designations for your FEMA map, and it's a very simple thing to pull up. You'll have different designations like AE or X, and there's some other designations as well. We don't need to get into all those specifics because they can be a little crazy depending on your flood map. But just know that if one of those designations shows up under floodplain, then you're going to need insurance on that property. And you may not even want to consider purchasing the property to begin with, because it could cost you a few $100 extra for insurance. If that's important to you, if that could cut into your overall investing numbers, you may want to consider finding a property that's not in a flood zone. Anyway, your insurance company will let you know. They're going to do their own search, and they're going to find out for you, if you already own this property, whether or not you need to carry flood insurance on the property. And I have to say, it is very important to carry flood insurance if it's required. I've lived through a couple of multiple 100-year floods. I lived in the state of West Virginia, and I was renting at the time. My entire apartment complex, because of a flood, came through and destroyed everything. And unfortunately, the owner of that property did not have flood insurance. We as tenants had to move out and find new shelter, and that particular landlord completely lost his rental property. And the insurance company basically wasn't able to recoup the loss because he did not carry flood insurance on the property, even though that particular property sat in a flood plain. So it's very important, if your property is in a flood plain, to get flood insurance. Definitely 100% you want to protect yourself, and it's a few $100 a year, but in the end it could save you an entire property and get your money back. I'm Clayton Morris. I hope this answers your question. You can always subscribe to my channel right here. We have just tons of great real estate investing videos here. We answer your questions, so any questions you have, throw them in the comment thread below. We will create an awesome video to answer your questions specifically. Plus, we have a lot of great playlists if you're just getting started with real estate investing. Click on those playlists as well. We have tons of freebies and giveaways to help you along your journey. Go out there, take action, and become a real estate investor. Everyone, we'll see you next time.